All right, Mr. Colbert, you're being charged by the Providence Police Department with breaking and entering the Providence Police following an incident from early this morning. Do you have an attorney, sir?
Great.
So you haven't hired your own lawyer?
Not yet.
Can you afford a lawyer?
Absolutely.
You're going to hire your own lawyer? Okay, can you hire your own lawyer? Can I hear a specific allegation of Mr. Colbert?
Yes, sure. On Tuesday, June 2nd, approximately a little past midnight, police were short posted at Francis and Finance Way in response to the protest that had escalated into rocks and bottles and other items being thrown at police. Subjects on scene broke into the Providence Place Mall and began looting it within the mall. At this time, one of our police captains made entry into the mall, trying to stop the looting. Once inside the mall, he encountered a male subject, Vari Colborn, to be in the back of Zaborski's jewelry store, taking jewelry out of the display cases. He took him into custody without incident. Detectives found and located a small BMW bag which contained an assortment of jewelry of assorted prices and tags.
Mr. Johnson, you're being charged by the Providence Police Department with a breaking and entering the Providence Place Mall and resisting arrest. Do you have a lawyer, sir? Can you afford a lawyer? All right, let's go to the public defender's office here today. All right, no plea can enter here today because that first charge is a felony and that has to be resolved in Superior Court. Can I hear the specific allegation as relates to Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sure. Tuesday, June 2nd, a little past midnight, police were short posted Francis and Finance Way in response to the protest that had escalated into rocks and bottles and other items being thrown at police. The subjects on scene broke into the Providence Place Mall and began looting within the mall. At this time, once inside the mall, one of our officers attempted to take custody of a male subject identified as Brandon Johnson, who was observed exiting Zaborski's jewelry store, which had been broken into. It was a brief struggle. He was finally handcuffed. Numerous items were found.
Okay, you're asking for some surety bail?
Yes, sir, please.
All right, so Mr. Johnson, I'm going to set that same bail, $5,000 with surety bail. I'm going to use that same court date of September 2nd as your next court date. If you do make that bail, I'm going to give you permission to travel to Massachusetts while the case is pending. Now that document does two things. It gives you permission, but also has a clause in there. If you decide not to come back to see us, stay around, I'm going to come get you to bring you back. It's not a pleasant trip, okay? Just make the court dates, you don't have to worry about that, okay? And then call the public defenders when you get there, if you make bail, okay? Sir, any questions at all? Okay. No plea can enter here today. $5,000 was surety permission to travel was granted. And we'll see you back here on September 2nd. So, Mr. Pagan, we have a couple of things going on here today. There's an incident from earlier this morning. You're being charged by the Providence Police Department with receiving stolen goods, a pair of sneakers. There's also a warrant out for you on a domestic charge that goes back to January. Do you have a lawyer, sir? No. Can you afford a lawyer? No. All right, I refer you to the public defender's office on both of these matters. It might make sense to plead not guilty to both of the matters here today. Is that what you're doing? Right, not guilty to both counts here today.
Your Honor, if I may, sure, receiving stolen goods is going to be a felony.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Pagan, the allegation was just based upon the allegation from Providence, which we'll hear in a second, about this morning's incident. They're amending that to a felony, but you also have a misdemeanor charge here for domestic assault. Can I hear the facts of the incident this morning, please?
This morning, Your Honor, yes.